8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hi everyone, this is Ross, and I'm joined by the head of our art department, Morgan, and we're two of the game devs currently working on Driven Revenge, and actually the founders of Wretched Innovations. And thank you for joining us on the first of many podcasts that we're going to be doing. Each one will have its own topic that we'll kind of cover, and we'll probably branch off many different directions as we go. So, and thank you for joining me, Morgan, to talk about today our favorite games, or I guess more precisely, games that kind of we had fun playing and has stuck with us and influenced us over the years.
I'm happy to join.
Good. So, I guess to kind of just start it off, is there anything that you're currently playing? Like anything that you've been playing recently?
Recently, I've been playing Rocket League.
Okay. And how's that been going?
Pretty good. I think I'm getting a little bit better at it. As you know, I'm new to the gaming world, so I'm trying to catch up between you and Zach.
Yeah. No, I know. But I think you're doing a great job of it. And you definitely work hard at honing your skills, which is good. That's all just part of it, really. But at the same time that you're new to playing games, I know that you've watched me and many other people play games over the years.
That's correct.
So, I guess my first real question is, what would be, I guess, your favorite game?
Either between Viva Pinata or Guitar Hero.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess
I kind of want to say Guitar Hero because I put a lot of hours into that. And I'm very decent at it because I kind of have a music background. So that caught my eye right away.
Right. And if you're like everyone else, Guitar Hero really kind of appealed to you because it was kind of a way that you could play all your classic favorite rock songs and not really have to spend the many hours that it takes to learn the guitar.
Correct. And also, you can also take the skills from the Guitar Hero and also apply it to an actual real guitar.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because since I've been trying to learn to play guitar really slowly and really poorly, a lot of the stuff that I had learned as far as just like the finger movements and the speed and the coordination translates pretty well. The only thing that really doesn't is the finger strength and the calluses.
Yeah, because you can't really hammer or pluck the strings in Guitar Hero.
Right.
But I feel like the most important part is that Guitar Hero teaches you to be on time. Because it won't give you points unless if you're late or early.
Right, that's very true. And it kind of forces you to learn a little bit of kind of music theory based on, music timing.
Yeah, that was probably an intro into it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, even on the easiest level, the easiest difficulty, I should say, for Guitar Hero, you had to basically learn the song and the song's timing, what speed they were playing at. That way, even though it was just a dot coming across the screen, it still kind of taught you to listen for the music.
Yeah. And also a great part of this game is that anyone can really play it.
Yeah.
You know, because you have like, is it 5 levels or is it 4?
As far as
easy,
difficulty?
medium, hard, and expert.
Yeah, easy, medium, hard, and expert. And I guess technically it could be a 5th level. If you go into training, you can set it to easy and also set it to where you can't fail the song. So you could actually hear the whole song and kind of play along. Which, honestly, that was how I first learned how to play Guitar Hero.
Yeah. Plus, I think it appeals to a lot of people because it's not a first-person shooter, or it's not like a survival type of game.
Right.
Clearly, you listen to your favorite music and play along, which appeals to a lot, I feel like, a lot of demographics groups. Yeah,
because music is one of those things that is kind of universal. It reaches across, many of the different, economically, social, I guess, groups. I never really thought about that. The only downside to it is that it had to be music that had a guitar in it. Or, some sort of rock instrument.
Yeah. Well, then we get into Rock Band, and that's where you get more of a variety.
Right. But I guess they never really made, now that I'm thinking about it, they never really made a, jazz hero. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think they went with rock because everyone kind of grew up with it. Versus classical or even rap.
Yeah, that's true. And
maybe see them doing pop music.
And I think they got into a little bit of that because I quit playing Guitar Hero after
I took it from you.
Well, yeah, that. But probably Guitar Hero 3 or 4. But I think they made a Guitar Hero World, if I remember right.
Yes, they did.
Where people could actually make their own
songs.
Well, yeah, they used songs that already existed.
That's why I said you could probably add it onto it.
Yeah, that's what they did. You could go onto the community page and just download all the different songs that were available that people had actually made, put in the different button presses for the song.
Yeah.
If I remember right. Which was a neat idea and a good way to kind of extend the life of the game. Because I know you can probably attest to this as much as I can, but when you're developing something, you only have, so much time to focus on it.
Yeah.
So if you give the players the ability to kind of change and manipulate the game in the way that they kind of want to, now it has to be in the scope of your game, but you give them the power to make their own game. Sometimes they can have fun just doing that.
Yeah.
There's the funny thing about that, and see, this is where we're going to get off on our first tangent, is that there are some games, now that I think about it, I think CSGO, I'll look that up. I think CSGO was actually a mod for a different game.
As you know, I'm not really good at first-person shooter or Royale. Because Battle Royale.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't really something that interested you kind of growing up either, was kind of the thing.
Yeah. I don't like killing other people. Even though it's, like, fictional.
Right.
So I always found them to be a lot harder than, like, building games such as Minecraft. And I would say probably Viva Pinata is a little bit of a building game.
Oh yeah, it very much is. Because I know, I don't remember everything about it, but I do remember you had to basically plant all the different plants in your garden. Each one had different values, and you could lure in different piñatas that you wanted, or I guess were you trying to collect them all or something like that? Like,
Yep, you can
Okay.
collect them all. But sometimes, and I thought it was a very good twist to it, is that there were certain animals that'll fight with each other if you have them, such as the dog and the cat, and I think, is it bees and sheep? I can't remember, but
I don't
I know there was
remember.
one with the horse.
Yeah, and I think there was a frog that fought with something.
Yeah,
All I remember, well, really distinctly, well, there's two things I remember about that
the
game, but
evil people.
yeah, that was the first one.
I hate it. They came every night. And half the time I put the light out. The I forget what it's called. Totem?
Oh, yeah. That's supposed
Yeah.
to, like, ward them off or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it never really works that well. And plus they come and kill my animals, which I don't like.
Right. Well, aren't you supposed to, like, to get some of them? Aren't you supposed to feed
Yes,
some of
so
your
you can
piñatas?
actually make them a happy, real pinata versus a evil, monster-looking pinata.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Is it eating something? I don't. I know how you could also change pinatas into a different form, kind of like Pokemon with evolving.
Okay, like the evolution stuff?
Yeah. I know with the birds you can change them different colors based on what they eat.
Okay, kind of like the shiny Pokemon, to kind of stick to
Yeah.
the Pokemon reference.
I
Where
wish they
it's
had
the
a.
same thing, it's just a different color.
I wish they had a version of the Ditto, so that we can get any animal you want. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be neat. Yeah, I don't think they had anything quite like that.
Mm.
I do remember there was kind of a neat little workaround for Viva Pinata, where if you're kind of struggling for money, or
Yeah.
what was it, chocolate coins or something like that, whatever their currency was,
Mhm.
you could go to, because all of your gardens were connected, so you could go to a different garden and you could like raise really expensive plants and sell them all off because
Yep.
the garden isn't.
You can have. I think the old man comes in and asks for money. If you get the pyramid, he'll actually work for you, and he'll like dig for coins.
Okay, so that was probably the way they wanted you to do it. But I think the way I went around it was because there was one weed, I think it was like the thorns or something like
Poison
that.
ivy.
That might be it. It would just grow out of control. But
Yes, because you get to a certain state of it where it flowers out. And you saw it
yeah, and
flower.
it spreads like 4 or 5 seeds.
Yeah, that's why you gotta be quick about it because the pinatas will eat those seeds and get ill.
Okay. Well, I did one
See, that's the
whole garden.
one con of the poison ivy.
Okay, then that must have been what it was. Because I did one whole garden where I just let, for the first hour or so, I just let only poison ivy grow.
I think they let you have 3 gardens, and you can also, I think you can trade with friends. If I remember right.
Like in the other gardens or online?
Online, I think. But you can trade between the gardens.
Okay.
I know that for a fact. And it's hard to believe that it was first released in 2006. Seems like a long time ago.
Man, yeah. Although I guess it is 2021, so it is a long time ago, if you really think about it. That was 15 years ago. How the time flies.
The game can drive. It's old enough to drive itself.
Yeah, that's true. But there's a lot of games like that kind of withstand the test of time, at least in our memories. There have been some games
Definitely Minecraft.
Oh yeah, that is really big right now.
A very booming industry franchise.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it helps that.
And it has the worst graphics. That was one part that I never quite understood.
Well, in the beginning,
like very low poly.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say in the beginning it had really bad graphics, but that was more the limitation of the time. Now they just kind of stuck to that blocky
style.
Yeah, and because people
which anyone
love that.
Can recognize it.
Right. I think it was genius of them to use that.
Yeah, because it's easy to design.
Yeah. Easy to animate.
Yeah.
And easily recognizable.
I know with our first game, Driven Revenge, I know we were trying to do low poly, and I was trying to do it, but I ended up doing high poly.
Right. Yeah. Similar to like the PS2 era.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's okay. It takes some kind of adjustment and getting used to when you're used to seeing the world in high definition, and then all of a sudden you are trying to create something in low poly and still make it look like the thing.
Because before I started at Wretched Innovations, I was typically doing more realistic drawings and paintings.
Right.
So it took my brain a little time to kind of plan out how to do an animation or anime characters.
Yeah. Yeah, to kind of take and do more of a cartoony, kind of expressive.
Yeah, it definitely raised my creativity level because I had to be more imaginary with it.
Right.
I'm just used to seeing in objects and just drawing it, replicating it on the paper.
Right. Basically taking and acting almost like a printer where you see it and you can just replicate what it looks like.
Yeah, still
like
life.
Taking a picture. Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called. It's been a while.
Yeah. But what I will say is I was absolutely impressed to see how quickly you picked up, transitioning from more of your classic medium that you were used to.
Yeah, because a lot of people at first have trouble trying to visualize a 3D or almost 4D object.
Right, yeah, in some cases you're completely correct. It is 4D.
Yeah. It didn't really... I caught on fast. I'm always imagining everything anyway. But I have the Adobe Creative Cloud, so I've messed with all their apps. So it's kind of similar, but yet very different in their functions.
Yeah.
I will say, Blender has the best functionality with it to Adobe.
Compared to Adobe, Blender has the best 3D modeling functionality.
Yeah, because I can click on 6 different shapes and I can move them in one motion. Where Adobe, I have to move one piece because it won't let me do like random points, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, and I mean, that's the thing about Blender and similar programs, like Maya, however you pronounce that. I mean, those were specifically designed to do 3D modeling, to do, you know, like animated scenes, or, I mean, it has so much functionality. But that's not to say that Adobe's not really good in its own right.
Yeah.
And don't get us wrong, we're not an ad for Blender, and we're not dissing on Adobe at all, because we use a ton of Adobe products as well. It's just something that we've seen lately.
I probably couldn't live without Illustrator or Photoshop.
Yeah, me too. Well, not so much Illustrator. I don't do much illustration, but I use Photoshop almost every day. In fact, I'm using Photoshop right now to do some of the, you know, the imagery that people are seeing in this video. I know we're not seeing any of it. It's just a black screen for us because we're recording a podcast. But future me is using Adobe right now, Photoshop.
See, the only thing I don't like about Adobe is how high their prices are.
Yeah,
I wish I could just have 3 apps and pay for it like $20-$30 a month versus $50. I know they only do like one app for $20 a month.
Yeah, where you can like pick and choose some of the stuff.
Yeah.
I get that. But I guess you also have to understand that Adobe's a big company and they have so many things that they're working on, and they have to pay a lot of people in order to keep up with updates, security.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually we'll be to the point where we'll have probably the same concerns, trying to figure out how we can best serve, you know, our clients and our patrons. You know, what kind of pricings we might need on certain things. But for now, we're just working on the one project and a few other ones in the background for now, but
Can't give any spoilers out yet.
not yet. But with that being said, we will be releasing a few short clips, probably on some of our social media pages. Definitely on YouTube.
Hopefully we'll get some out by the winter.
We might get some out sooner than you think. Probably late fall. We'll be getting out a few decent videos to show people, kind of showcase a few things.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be fun making them, and then it'll be really fun to see people's responses.
Yeah, we can't tell you what's about yet, but we know. We can't tell you.
Yes. So.
All I know is you're gonna like it, guys.
Yeah. Or at least we like it, so.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Yeah, if you know it's good for you.
Yeah.
No, I think the one wonderful thing about this business is that if we do the things that we like and we're passionate about, we'll find people who also enjoy those things, and that are also passionate about it.
So I know we have about 4 people in this company, and we're covering a lot of different aspects, such as music, animation, game development, and then I do graphic design on the side.
Yep, and
Then we do a podcast.
yeah. Well, not just the podcast. We do videos. There's lots of stuff that we're kind of dipping our toes into.
Yeah.
So,
We're a jack of all trades.
Right, exactly.
And I think that's the appealing part of our company.
Yeah. And, if anyone has any real questions about it, I guess where can they go to learn more about us, what we do, and what we're working on?
Yeah, so you can go on to wretchedstudios.com and you'll see our homepage, and there's About Us page.
Right, and I'll leave, in the description of this video, I'll leave links to that and our social medias, our Twitter, Instagram, things like that.
Let's just say this podcast is a variety of animation.
That's a variety of content, similar to what we do here at Wretched Innovations.
We're very random. At least I am.
You're not the only one.
You're right, Zach is too.
Yeah, and then on any given day, I could be working on up to 6 different projects. Boy,
and
I could
Zach is also one of our, teammates when we play games and we record them. Usually his tag name is Zahas.
Yes. Yeah.
Very German.
Well, yeah. Very German sounding.
Yeah.
But, yeah, sorry. Because we keep referencing him, but we never really introduced him.
Yep, he likes to stay quiet and low with the social media.
Right.
He's shy.
Well, that's okay. The two of us talk enough for everyone else.
Yeah.
But with that being said, what I will say is we will probably do... looks like we're running short on time, so we'll be wrapping this one up pretty quick. We'll probably have Morgan back on to talk with us again in the future about other games that we're playing. We'll cover some of my favorite games in the next one, maybe.
Halo. We gotta talk about Halo.
Yes, we have to talk about Halo.
Everyone loves Halo. Even though I don't play first-person shooter,
it's hard not to love Halo
on easy.
Hey, that's where everyone started with their first-person shooters.
Started back 10 years ago, and I'm still on easy. I'm a slow learner when it comes to video games.
That's okay.
At least gameplay.
Everyone is going to learn at their own pace. But, besides just the video game stuff between, us, we'll have the two others. We'll have, bring in Zach and everyone else in the company to kind of talk a little bit about the different podcasts.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess I better get back to work, and I'll let you get back to work on other things. And thank you again for
listening.
Joining me for this. And yes, and thank all of you for listening.
Yeah, listening to us ramble on.
Right, about absolutely everything and nothing at all.
Yep, and then hopefully with this podcast, you guys get a sense of what we were like with the company and how, the background also about the company.
Right.
It gives you a taste of what we're like.
Yes, as from both a business standpoint and from a personal standpoint, because we don't want to make this all business. We also want to reach out to the community and kind of talk and be active. So that's a very good point. So thanks again, everyone, for joining us, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We'll be releasing videos, few videos actually we have planned in the near future, so if you don't want to miss those, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you dislike the video, give us a thumbs down. Any feedback would be great. So, okay. Then.
Yeah, and if there's any games that you guys want us to talk about, put in the comments below.
Yes, definitely do that. Okay, then we'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.